Hello everyone. In the series of developing vocabulary through root words, this is the next root that I'm going to pick up. Omni. What does omni mean? Have you heard omni in any context? Herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore might be a word that you've come across. But we really need to think sometimes while we're developing language, making it better for our usage, we really need to think, why is an omnivore called an omnivore? And the answer is simple. The answer lies in the word, the meaning of the word omni, and omni means all. Now, carnivores are animals generally or beings that rely on flesh for their food, whereas herbivores are beings that have vegetables or plants in their food. Whereas when we call somebody a omnivore, we are basically saying that the being can be eating flesh or can be eating vegetables or plants. So while we are developing this root word methodology, it's very important that you become observant about words that you're using commonplace, words that you're using in day-to-day conversations. They might be hinting at a bigger picture, the picture of understanding words through using the root word omni. So when omni means all, that's the root word. I have a word called omnivore. Let's start here. An omnivore is one who eats all kinds of food. Then I have other words that will be very meaningful or essential for your CAT journey or your MBA entrance exam journey. I've also mentioned in the previous videos that these words are sometimes directly tested, and indirectly the knowledge about words will help you crack the exam in a better and easier manner. So omnibus, it looks like we're talking about some bus, but it also has one more meaning that relates to bus. However, when I call something an omnibus is a bigger volume of collection of stories. So omnibus is a kind of a bigger volume or a book which contains a lot of short stories. And those short stories that are published separately in an omnibus, they're all published together. So if I have an author, say for example, Roald Dahl is a children's author. Now, this author has different books that are written for children. However, an omnibus of this author will be all these stories that are published separately now are in one single book. So a book that contains all stories published separately is called an omnibus. Omni means all. When we refer to somebody as omnipotent, potency is the ability, is the power. Omni means all. So when you refer to somebody as omnipotent, you're trying to say that this person has unlimited power. All the power lies within him or her. Therefore, the person is described as omnipotent. Omnipresent. So present is an easy word. When we combine it with omnipresent means one who seems to be present or something that seems to be present everywhere. We generally use it in the context of God, and we say God is omnipresent. मतलब ऐसा बोला जाता है कि हर जगह है present. Then I have a word called omniscient. Now, there's another root word. We'll cover it sometime later in detail. SCI is the root word for knowledge. जैसे science होती है ना, knowledge about everything. तो omniscient इंसान कौन है? Omni means all. SCI is knowledge. Omniscient is one who has knowledge about everything. So you might have a friend, you might have some elderly being whom you look up to for the excessive amount of knowledge that he or she has about something, and that's your go-to person कि इसको सब पता होगा. So the moment you define somebody as इसको सब पता है, इसको सारी knowledge है, उसके लिए word है omniscient. So for this video, remember that we know a word that we commonly use. From that, we use the same root word to build upon more difficult words that we have rarely heard. But what do we associate it with? To make it easy, we associate it with the root word called omni. Thank you so much. If you think this video was helpful, and you want help with more of such questions, please write in the comment box. Also that if you learn from the video, I would request you to like and share it with your friends so that this helps them and reaches more people who are looking for such content.